I'll spare you the all of 3 sentences I know in French I'll obtain during Wakfu binges or Europe time Final Fantasy XI shenanigans and just get into it. I think level 5 or courting me. I realize that's not quite the correct term to use when discussing a game released back in 2007, but damn it, it's appropriate. They've managed to take the story of Joan of Arc, fill it full of anime cutscenes, play up the supernatural effect for fun and profit, and turn it all into an outstanding tactical RPG. Frankly, all it's missing is a bow and a tag that reads, "To TJ, love level 5. And while the vocal performance is, well, about what you'd expect from an English translation with egregious French accents trying to fit alongside Japanese animation, I'm willing to give all that a pass considering that the gameplay itself is so incredibly good. So in this particular interpretation of the story, a great evil was sealed away by 5 Britons wielding magical armlets. Until one of those very same heroes decides to enter into a pact with that very same evil in exchange for the demon's protection of Prince Henry V. One of said armlets happened to find its way to Domremy, where it attaches itself to a peasant girl and tells her to pick up a sword and kick some orc butt. Thinking it's the voice of God, she does exactly that, eventually gaining a magical girl transformation sequence that, rather than leaving her clad in a miniskirt and a tiara or some such nonsense, loads her up with full plate mail and a huge honkin' sword that made Cloud jealous. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy a good power-up as much as the next guy, but this is ridiculous. Her stats go through the roof, she gains access to new powers, and here's the most egregious, every time she lands a kill shot, she gets a free turn. Godspeed indeed. That's enough to make Thunder God Sid turn his head and shout, "Damn!" But despite the absurdity of that particular power, it's still only a 2-turn buff that you have to charge before its use and can only be affected once per engagement. That is, until you find more and different gems, which allow access to entirely different transformations. The rest of combat plays tight as a drum with numerous tactical considerations like defense boosts when allies maintain tight ranks, and offensive buffs for flanking. The system of skill gems allows for customization of units with improved stats, elemental affinities, special attacks, and passive bonuses. Combat scenarios are rather small 5-unit affairs, more on the scale of Final Fantasy Tactics than the 10-man or 12-man teams of a Fire Emblem or Shining Force. Honestly, it's one of the better tactical RPGs I've ever played. Thanks, level 5. Just, did you have to include a giant frog as a cute mascot creature? In a game about France, think about it.